here's my current situation. I know there's a piece of furniture that I want somewhere in this little pile. We're still working on storage. Chris is still building things that are useful in the shop. And if you ever wondered what a pallet full of pallet wood looks like, this is what it looks like. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing this piece quite yet. I know that I have something. Something is tucked. Okay, there it is. I knew it was back here. I have a little rolling car island that I have been wanting to do since I bought it at an auction. So I knew it got itself tucked behind here. But really it's not too bad to get out. Just a few things I need to move. Hi guys, yes, I am doing another furniture piece. It seems to be weekly here lately, but knock on wood, that furniture has been selling and the smaller pieces seem to be where it's at the moment. So I am bringing you the cutest little furniture piece. Oh my gosh. And it just happens to be something that usually does sell really well in my area. So I got it dug out. Yes, look at how cute this little rolling cart is. Extra storage. I love that side flap for some little bonus. Got a couple little shelves for extra like visual storage. And when you open it up, there's a drawer that's extra storage, and you got another door with some more storage. You can't have enough storage, can y'all? And a little cart that you can like roll in and out wherever you need it to be is perfect. It does not have to always just go into a kitchen. But let's take this up a notch from looking like IKEA furniture with those screw holes in there and make it look much more high-end. I love the wheels on it. I don't need to replace the wheels on this piece. It's kind of neat how it rises up. You hold that down, so it's secure. So really all I need to do is take it apart. Well, taking it apart sounded easy, didn't it? Luckily, I can see the little plastic flap that it has that's preventing the drawer from falling out, which is a good feature, but when you want to paint it, So luckily, all you have to do is bend that little piece of plastic down and it releases, and then I can pull that drawer out. So this is definitely one of those put together pieces like IKEA furniture, if you've ever gotten any IKEA furniture. So it's kind of a twist little screw there. Once you twist it the other way, it pops that piece of metal that's holding it in. I'm not sure what it's called, some type of bolt. One is broken. I know we have a replacement, and then I just need to pop off this back one so I can take this bircher block countertop off this. Yep, this was a put together by sticker letters, because the stickers are still all over the place on this piece. Hopefully I can find them all and get them removed. And they even stickered the wheels, just in case you didn't know what a wheel was. I'm sure probably because two of them have a braking system on, but too funny. So I'm going to go ahead and take the wheels off because it's going to be easier for me to paint that way. I want to set it upright, and also that I can get the wheels cleaned. As I'm taking everything apart, I noticed the drawer right away that it needed to be tightened back up. I don't know with these put together pieces if they just like this little bottle came in the cabinetry that we bought from Menards. Just send a bottle of glue. Let people glue the pieces and parts together before they put them in, and then you'd never have the problem of them coming apart. Or if we thought about the put together pieces, if we would use a little bit of wood glue to get that together, just would just help hold them in place so much better. So I'm just going to get that cleaned up and clamp it together and then let it dry. Another thing about helping this to look more high-end is taking away this wooden knob. It's a little too matchy-matchy, though I'm a matchy-matchy girl myself. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and change out these knobs. My next step is to take away that look of them bolted together. So I want to make sure that all these are tightened back down. They are an Allen wrench type of tighten before filling over them. So to fill over them, I'm going to be using the Bondo wood filler. I was asked just recently why I haven't been really using Durham water putty, spackling, wood filler. Any of those are awesome. But I have been liking on the Bondo because like within minutes it's dry and I don't have to wait. I can start sanding over it like literally 10 minutes and it is dry. So that's why I'm choosing that way I can get my project done just a little bit faster, that I don't have to wait for Durham water putty or wood putty to dry. And actually the longer you let the Bondo sit, the harder it is to sand. So it is a very hard substance, but I'm going to go ahead and start prep sanding the rest of my pieces. I have the shelves right now that are a little bit worse for they got some scratches, we got some watermarks, so I'm going to go ahead and get those prepped sanded, just a scuff sand, just enough so that it roughs up that surface so that my paint has something to grab onto. So I know that furniture flipping may seem repetitive. You know, you're finding the piece, you're taking the piece apart, you're prep sanding, you're taping off, but it all works. It all is worth the time because you'll get a wonderful piece, painted piece at the end. And now we're going to go ahead and I like to tape off a lot of times before I wash. Only way that I can keep on working on the piece. Sometimes when you're waiting for even though you dry it off, the tape necessarily won't stick, and I like to keep on working on my pieces. So a lot of times you'll see me tape off first. So another part of prep is evening out the porosities. So I've sanded, I've cleaned, but where I've filled in spackle, and I ended up putting a few brad nails in because I really wanted to make sure this piece did not come apart. I did that off camera. I don't know why I didn't film that. Filled that in with just a little bit of wood filler because they were so minute. And now I'm going to seal everything in, even out that porosity of the wood and the top coat and where the filler is with a couple coats of shellac. When I say evening out the porosity, I mean between where I sanded, you can see the stain, and then you can see like it just took a little bit of the top coat, or like here where I got down to quite a bit of the wood where it was scuffed up so much. That's what I'm talking about. I want to make sure that when I do my final paint, that the paint looks even. While I'm waiting for my shellac to dry, I'm going to go ahead and work on that butcher block top. going to go ahead. It's easier for me to take the two pieces apart to work on them separately. Now you can see where this needs to be sanded. We've got watermarks, we've got staining going on. I'm hoping that it's just going to all sand off. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over from my 220, which I scuff sanded the piece with, to 80 grit. 80 grit, the lower the number, the more product you take off. So like the more wood will be coming off. So as you see, like look at that first swipe, I'm already getting this cleaned. The discoloration is going away. Oh, that's always awesome. I mean, you just never know how deep a stain can be. After getting those all sanded, we're going back down to a 220. So the 80 grit is going to leave it rough. I already did a 150, that'll smooth it out a little bit more. And now we're going to finish it up with a 220 that's really going to make it and bring it back down to that smoothness. So do they not just look brand new now? Just a little bit of work and look at them. Now I'm going to give them a drink with some of the Sweet Pickins hemp oil, which is supposed to be really good on a butcher block surface. First time ever trying it. We'll see how it works. That not ever make a difference? Now I'm just going back in about 20 minutes later and wiping off any excess oil that didn't get absorbed in. Now that my shellac is dry, I'm just going to take some fine grit steel wool. I use the 401, the finest that they have, and just feel the surface, make sure that there isn't anything raised where I really got down into some of the wood. Oh my goodness, I just recently used this brush for the first time and I absolutely love it. I love everything about it, the size, the weight, the way that I'm able to get into tight places. You wouldn't think such a small brush would work so well, but it does. And I'll link that down in the description. It is a little bit pricey along as brushes go at $40, but sometimes if you paint a lot like I do, it's worth the investment. Your brushes are your investment. My tape placement looks a little bit weird. That is because if you were sitting on the floor and you look up where the drawer is, you would see that this was left unpainted. So that's why I taped off the way that I did, so that when you're sitting on the floor, if for whatever reason you're on the floor, that it looks like a finished piece. One part of making something high end is doing all those little pieces and parts that any angle may be seen. I'm sure you're thinking, why not just paint all of it? I'm going to leave the inside of where the door is, that little cupboard, unpainted, just to give it that nice two-toned element, like a third element working with that butcher block top, along with there's some other stopping points on the back. I know it's the back, but you still need to make your backs pretty. So it'll all work together. It's just worth the time for me to tape off in those special ways. I don't know about you all, but watching somebody paint, painting myself is a great stress reliever. It's just, I don't know, it's a joyous place for me. I just find it so relaxing. So now I'm moving on to the second coat, which will be the final coat. And to really get those thin coats on, minimal brush strokes, you don't put a lot of paint on. That's why this brush is perfect, because it does not load up with paint. But so now to really help with the brush strokes, I was suggested to use a mister bottle. I'm like, oh, why didn't I think about that earlier? So after I get it on, I will just mist it a little bit and then just brush out any more of those brush strokes. And I don't want my hardware to be quite as noticeable as the shiny brass pieces. So after getting them cleaned up, they are now dry. I'm just using the 15-minute high performance enamel by Rust-Oleum in the flat black to get these covered up. Now we need to tie our color choice cast iron in with the rest of the piece. So you've got the interior that kind of has that honey gold going on. You have the butcher block that's like a natural, just a nude type of wood. So now if we go in and distress the edges, bring it to that natural wood, that's really going to tie all those elements together. Now that I have my edges distressing, I'm just going back in with that fine grit steel wool. And what this really is doing is opening that paint up to accept wax. So the fusion paint is primer, paint, and top coat all in one. So if you just try to wax over it, there's nothing for that wax to grab onto. And as you can see, between that wonderful brush and misting, I don't have any brush strokes whatsoever. You would have thought I sprayed this piece. Oh, I can tell you, I have a new obsession with a mister bottle and that brush. Oh my goodness, y'all. So yeah, I'll be ordering some more of those brushes. So now I'm just, like I said, I'm just distressing. Personal preference, I think it ties the piece together. I think it elevates it to the next level. So not as if this cast iron isn't just gorgeous in itself. It is such a rich, deep, it's not black, but it's not gray. I mean, it is just a color in itself. So I'm just putting on some Jolie's black wax and some Verathane natural wax just to seal in and really give this piece a durable finish. It would have been durable enough with the fusion paint, but with me sanding it and distressing it, I want to make sure I get that raw wood sealed in. So as I was going through my stash of hardware, I could have done black, I could have done silver. When I ran across these, I was like, okay, yes, you just know once you see something, that's the one. And I love those knobs. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Yes, a little extra rolling cart, a little island, a little prep station somewhere that you can tuck it in or bring it out, something on wheels is just so helpful. It doesn't have to be in a kitchen. It can be in a dining room. You can use it as a little bar. It can just be extra storage, extra workspace wherever you need it. It has little cubby drawers. It has some open storage for some wire baskets or some baskets. Oh my gosh, I can see why they sell really well. And that cast iron, once I painted that cast iron, I knew that I was going to find other things that I was going to be able to paint with it. It just is an awesome, awesome color, and that black wax always will just elevate it to the next level. So thanks for watching today's Furniture Maker, and as always, let me know if I have inspired you in any way to look at thrift store finds in a new way. Thanks again for watching. We will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to. Bye.